We continue Four Noble Truths. First, we need to recite the Pali text. Second Noble Truth, Dukkha Samudaya Ariya Satya, the Noble Truth of the origin of suffering. Can you follow me? Idang Kopana Bhikkhave Dukkha Samudaya Ariya Satya Yayantana Kono Bhavika Nandiraga Sagada Tatra Binandini Seyadidam Ramadana Bhavadana Vibhavadana. Okay. Idang Gopana Bhikkhave Yoga Samudaya Riya Satya Yayantana Kono Bhavika Nandiraga Sagada Tatra Binandini Translation, follow me. Now these bhikkhus is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. It is this craving which leads to rebecoming, accompanied by delight and lust, seeking delight here and there, that is, craving for sensual pleasures, craving for permanent becoming, craving for one life becoming. And then that noble truth, that noble truth, dukkha nirodha ariya satya, noble truth of the cessation of suffering. Can you follow me? Idang Gopana Bhikkhave Dukkha nirodha ariya satya Yo tassa yewa tanaya Asesa viraga nirodha Jaga Patinisego Bodhi Analaya. Okay. Idang Gopana Bhikkhave Dukkha nirodha ariya satya Yo tassa yewa tanaya Asesa viraga nirodha Jaga Patinisego Bodhi Analaya. Translation, follow me. Now this bhikkhus is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. It is the remainderless fading away, the cessation of that very craving, the giving up, and relinquishing it, the relinquishing of it, freedom from it, non-reliance on it. Now in the second noble truth, Buddha said, Idang Kopana Bhikkhave Dukkha Yasija. Bhikkhus, now this is the noble truth of the origin of suffering. Buddha pointed out the cause of suffering, the origin of dukkha. Buddha said that it is tanha, craving. Craving means attachment, greed, lust, every mental state that arises in combination with desire or want. So Buddha said that craving is the origin of suffering, the origin of dukkha. Yayan tanna pono bhavika. Buddha explained that this craving gives rise to birth. Rebirth is the beginning of life. So rebirth is life, life is rebirth. Here Buddha said that craving gives rise to fresh rebirth. That means craving gives rise to suffering. The Buddha said that Nandi Raga Sagata, that craving is associated with pleasure and lust. And Buddha said, Tatra Tatra Binadini. Craving finds ever fresh here and there means in this life and in that life. So there are three kinds of craving. The Dhammacakkappawala and also the origin of dukkha is craving. Here where the Buddha say craving gives rise to fresh rebirth and so on. That means this present rebirth is the result of our past craving, and then present craving will be the cause of future rebirth. In that way, we should understand the second noble truth, dukkha samudaya ariya satya, the noble truth of the origin of suffering. We understand that attachment causes suffering. Buddha explained deeper than that. Buddha's explanation here is that Yayan Tanna Pono Bhavika. Craving give rise to fresh rebirth. Now we are all attached to our lives. We don't want to die. We hold on to our lives until the last moment. So strong is that attachment to life that it is the power, it is the energy to create another life. So even though we die here, the attachment we have creates another rebirth in the future. So the future rebirth is actually the result of the attachment we have in this life. Actually, Buddha and those who have the supernormal power of remembering past life and also the supernormal power of seeing beings dying in one existence and being reborn in another. Such person alone can see clearly. We also believe that Craving gives rise to fresh rebirth because the Buddha taught it. And then Buddha said that there are kamatana, bhavatana, and vivavatana. Kamatana means desirable object, craving for sights, craving for smell, taste, craving for touch. Desire for these desire objects is called kamatana. So it is second craving is called bhavatana. Bhava means existence or becoming. Here, according to the commentaries, it means not just existence or becoming, but it is a wrong view that beings are permanent or that there is a soul or that soul is permanent. So bhava here means what is called the eternity view, sasata deity, that is taking things to be eternal, taking things to be permanent. It is one of the wrong views. So craving associated with wrong view that beings are permanent, or there is a soul, or soul is impermanent, soul is permanent. The kinds of view is called bhavatana. So bhavatana does not mean craving for existence. Craving for existence can be included in the first one, kamatana. It is because existence is also a desirable object. Bhavatana here means craving which is accompanied by or which is associated with the eternity view. You may have the view that things are permanent, that things are eternal. Craving that is accompanied by that view that arises together with the view is called it is normally, you need to remember, can you follow me? Craving associated with wrong view that, craving associated with wrong view that being are permanent and there is a soul, soul is permanent. That kinds of belief is bhavatana. Bhavatana, that is craving associated with the eternity view, that is sasata deity. And vivatana is another view. The percentage is that beings die and there is no more of them in the future. It is called the annihilation view of Jeta. A being is annihilated at death, and there is no more of him in the future. Craving associated with that wrong view, that beings die, and there is no more of them in the future. It is called Vibhavatana. That is Ojeta. When you follow me, craving associated with wrong view, craving accompanied by wrong view, Ojeta is called Vibhavatana. So Sasatadeti and Ojeta, if the person have the kinds of Tana, that is Bhavatana and Vibhavatana. Some people may have eternity view, some people may have annihilation view. Craving accompanying those views are Bhavatana and Vibhavatana. So Vibhavatana is craving associated with annihilation view. Some teacher translated it as craving for self-annihilation. It is very misleading. By understanding this, some may think Buddhism accepts suicide. Craving for annihilation is mentioned in the Sutta. Vibhavatana is not craving for self-annihilation, but craving associated with this kinds of wrong view. So these are the three kinds of craving described by the Buddha in his exposition of the second noble truth, dukkha, samudaya, ariya, satya. Now a clever physician will not just stop at finding the disease. Physician will also find out what causes this disease. In the same way, very clever physician Buddha first discovered that the worlds of sentient beings had this disease of suffering. And he does not just stop there. He also discovered the origin of the suffering, or what causes the suffering. After knowing the disease and the cause of the disease, the next question would be, what can this disease be cured? In the same way, after understanding that there is dukkha, there is suffering, there is the origin of dukkha, origin of suffering, we want to know if there is the absence of dukkha, absence of suffering. We want to know whether this disease of dukkha can be cured. We want to know. We all are very fortunate. We meet a very clever physician, the Buddha. Buddha is like a clever physician. He diagnoses a patient and then finds a disease and then also knows what causes that disease. Buddha diagnoses all living beings. Then he came up with the diagnosis that the living world or beings have this disease of dukkha, and this dukkha is caused by craving. When the cause of disease is known, the patient will want to know whether that disease can be cured. Fortunately, here the disease can be cured. So in order to give consolation to beings who are weary with suffering and the origin of suffering, Buddha said that Idang Kopana Bhikkhave Dukkha Nirodham Ariya Sitya. Bhikkhus, now this is the noble truth of the cessation of suffering. In order to give consolation to beings, Buddha said that there is the cessation of dukkha. There is a cure of this dukkha, cure of this disease. The cessation of dukkha, or this absence of dukkha, or this absence of suffering, is what is known as nibbana. Nibbana is said to be the third noble truth, or the noble truth of the cessation of dukkha. Dukkha Nirodha Ariya Sitya. When Buddha explained this third noble truth, Buddha said, Yotasa yeva tannaya asisa viraga nirodho. It is a complete fading away and cessation of this very craving. Here Buddha was explaining the cessations of suffering, dukkha nirodha. Buddha said, cessations of suffering is the complete asisa viraga. That means without remainder, complete fading away and cessations of this very craving. That means this craving I have just pointed out to you as the cause of dukkha, the origin of suffering. So here Buddha equates the cessations of dukkha with cessations of craving. That is because so long as craving is not destroyed, there can be no cessations of suffering. So when the cause is eradicated, then the effect will be eradicated. That is why Buddha said that the third noble truth of the cessations of dukkha is actually the cessations of craving. Once craving is destroyed, there will be no more rebirth for that person. That is because craving is the one that causes beings to be reborn again and again. You may remember in the original description of the original dukkha, Buddha said that it is craving which gives rise to fresh rebirth. So long as there is craving, so long as there is attachment, there will always be rebirth. When there is rebirth, there is old age, there is disease, there is death, and there is to be associated with what we do not like, and to be separated from what we like, and also we do not get what we desire, and so on. So long as there is this craving creates ever fresh rebirth. Once craving is destroyed, it is like when the oil in the lamp is exalted, there is no more flame. The Buddha described cessations of dukkha as the cessations of craving. Here Buddha said, Asesa viraga nirodha, complete fading away and cessation. Craving can be abandoned momentarily or temporarily. Momentary and temporary abandonment cannot give us complete freedom from rebirth or complete freedom from dukkha. Here Buddha said, Asesa viraga nirodha, complete or remainderless fading away. When a meditator attains enlightenment, especially the fourth stage of enlightenment, he or she eradicates craving altogether. Once eradicated, the craving will never arise in his mind. He will never experience craving or attachment or whatever any longer in this life. When craving, which is the origin of dukkha, is destroyed, then dukkha itself is said to be destroyed. The cessations of dukkha or cessations of craving is what we understand as nirvana. For the sotapanna, the gross form of craving is eradicated. For the sagragami, kamaraga, weakened sensual desire. For the inagami, craving for sensual desire totally extinguished. And for the arahant, all craving are extinguished. So the cessations of craving is what we all understand as nibbana. Yo tasayi vatanaya asisa viraga nirodha. Then Buddha continues, Jago, Patinisego, Moti, Analayo. It is a forsaking the abandonment of the craving and liberation and detachment from craving. When a meditator is said to have eradicated craving, he or she is said to be free from craving. He is said to be liberated from craving. Actually, he is not only liberated from craving, but he is liberated from the result of craving, which are rebirth in this samsara, the rounds of suffering. So there is a third noble truth, the noble truth of the cessations of dukkha. In one discourse, Buddha said, all the four noble truths can be found in this fathom-long body. That means the cessations of dukkha or cessations of craving can be seen in one's own self. That is because craving is ours. Craving is our own property. And when craving is destroyed, and when craving is removed, that means we remove the craving which is in us. The Buddha said, or he proclaimed that all four noble truths can be found in this body. Actually, according to Abhidhamma, Nirvana is an external state. That external state, people who gain enlightenment take as object, or they realize nirvana. So realizations of nirvana is within beings, but nirvana itself is actually outside. So nirvana is just cessations of suffering, cessations of all conditioned phenomena. When there is no more arising of conditioned phenomena, when there is no more arising of sankhara, when there is no more rebirth, one is said to have achieved nirvana, one is said to realize nirvana. There are many people who think that nirvana is something like a realm or a golden place. There are very beautiful garden and valleys and existence that one will reach after death or something like that. We believe nirvana like this. And nirvana is described as just the cessations of suffering. So the cessations of suffering, the extinction of suffering, the extinction of mental defilements, the extinction of the five aggregates of clinging is called nirvana. As you may have heard, there's two kinds of nirvana, Saupadhisesa nirvana and Anupadhisesa nirvana. Nirvana, which is experienced while one is living, and then there is another nirvana which becomes evident at the death of a Buddha or an Arahant. We will continue tomorrow. We have to stop our discourse for today. By practicing vipassana meditation, by observing every phenomena occurring at the six centers, by developing the fourth noble truth, by developing Eightfold Noble Path, may all meditators realize nirvana, the cessation of all suffering. May all meditators obtain nirvana, the cessation of craving. May all realize real peace in the very near future.